What could the Tibetans mean by the phrase, the spontaneous fulfillment of wishes? You see, traditional wish fulfillment, traditional manifesting is expensive. Concentration is expensive. The price of concentration is effort. The price of concentration is peace. Because how does that work? What's the mechanism involved with that radical claim? Why is concentration so spicy? The price of yang. That should have been pricey, but I wrote spicy because sometimes I go stupid. I'm sure you don't. Why is concentration so spicy, pricey? Because of yang. And this would have been a great opportunity for me to put a list of yang's attributes, but that didn't happen. So, the attributes of yang are to be rigid, fearful, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. That is the path of concentration. That is the path of trying to control our mind and our emotions and our thoughts and our visualizations. It might take us many places, but peace and fulfillment are not one of them. What it then is, so let's make it easy. If yang is bad news, what's good news? Well, the opposite. So what's the opposite of yang? That would be yin. What are some of yin's attributes? Being flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. Can you see how those attributes would lead to a more fulfilling and more peaceful life? So we're going to begin in the name of effortless, in the name of being a lazy bastard. We're going to begin with the effortless awareness of mindfulness, which is the opposite of concentration. We're already wired to notice things during every inhalation thanks to our sympathetic nervous system. We don't have to focus on our desires. They come up automatically. Ask someone in the throes of puberty, ask a junior high kid, do they have to concentrate on horniness? No, it presents itself to them effortlessly. So if you want our desires for optimal circumstances or optimal health or optimal beauty, optimal good fortune, or optimal relationships, platonic or romantic, or optimal happiness and optimal peace, we don't have to force ourselves to desire things. These things come up automatically, and benefiting from these automatic processes is what the spontaneous fulfillment of wishes is all about. We don't have to worry about shoving away the obstacles to our happiness. Those, not only do we notice those automatically, whether we want to or not, but during each exhalation, when we automatically access our parasympathetic nervous system, we are already wired for physical relaxation and mental release. But there's more. We can add the element of mantra meditation into the mix. Consider, if you will, the dynamo of love. I would posit that few things generate positive energy as well as effectively as love, as sincerely wishing good things for all beings everywhere with no strings attached. Did you know that wishing others circumstantial safety can improve your safety? Did you know that wishing others physical health can improve your health? Or that wishing others fulfilling relationships can improve your relationships? Or that wishing others peace and wisdom could increase your peace and wisdom? That is the observation at the core of the Tibetan tantric practice of the spontaneous fulfillment of wishes. By using loving intention and mantra recitation, we take our inherent selfish greed for good things and flip it on its head and turn it into universal love for all beings everywhere. And that is exactly what we're going to practice in just a few minutes during this morning's practice. Oopsie, I just hit something. Now, before we do so, I'd like to tie it up in a big red bow. Did I skip something? No. So I'd like to tie it up in a big red bow by relating it to the 23rd verse of the total space of Vajrasattva, which is the source text of Dzogchen composed by Gaurab Dorje. So together, let's chant. Time past and time present, or the authentic condition that is complete in its own place. Likewise, its path is the same, this is its very nature. There are a bunch of dingbat dodo brains out there strutting about the countryside proclaiming that if you think about the past or anticipate the future, you've lost the present moment, you've lost mindfulness, and you can't become a Buddha. No. As we breathe in, we notice whatever comes up, even if what comes up is a memory, even if that memory is painful. Additionally, what might come up as we breathe in is an anticipation of the future, perhaps a dread of potential obstacles or a desire for future well-being. Our job is not to repress that stuff that comes up by being vulnerable to it as we breathe in. That's called total awareness or total presence. By relaxing into our exhalation, we take steps to effortlessly slip the potential perils and potential roadblocks. This is the path of effortless manifesting, of easy enlightenment. So, I look forward to putting all this into action with you this morning, and after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have spent more than 8 hours a day every day studying, practicing, mastering, and then reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. So, this is a work in progress, and I've taken a text by the great Bengali saint Sri Jana Dipankara, who when he came to Tibet was given the nickname Atisha, or peace. And I'm converting it from Grintada to Vajrasattva, which for many people is easier on the body. Some people, for each mantras are different energy signatures. Some people thrive with different mantras. Other people thrive with other mantras. So we're converting a practice to Vajrasattva, which is just a set of archetypes, in the hopes that we will not only manifest efficiently, but sustainably and gently. So the original text was composed by this fellow right here, Atisha. It's been adapted and amplified by yours truly. One moment. One more moment, please wait with me. Bear with me, that's the word I was looking for. So we see a couple sitting in tantric union, and above their heads is the guru, known as Kuntu Zangpo Yabyum. Here we go. Let's chant. This chant is designed to optimize our energy for meditation. So let us place our hands in the puckered palm position overhead. And if you have trouble hearing me, don't be shy. Let me know in the chat window. Lama kuntu zangpo yabyum, please come to this crown and lavish me with all the attainments, both conventional and ultimate. So conventional attainments would be, like magic. Ultimate attainments would be enlightenment. So things like the ability to pacify sufferings, increase good fortune, form the Jedi mind trick, and practice exorcism. Those are called the conventional attainments. So let's chant this 2 more times. Lama kuntu zangpo yabyum, please come to this crown and lavish me with the attainments, both conventional and ultimate. Lama kuntu zangpo yabyum, please come to this crown and lavish me with all the attainments, both conventional and ultimate. Now, we're going to rest the mind in mindfulness meditation. We're going to start with some clunky training wheels. During their inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. During our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. So these are not affirmations. We're not talking about something we'd like to happen. These are just ways of narrating what's going on right now. Like Howard Cosell calling a boxing match. We're now going to perform a chant that helps us to exercise the neural pathways responsible for bodhicitta's empathy as well as the enthusiasm of refuge. James wrote, can you define sadhana, please? Oh, sure. So I'm going to make sure he's not talking literally. No, he's not. So sadhana means practice, literally. But like all language, it has many meanings. So sadhana can mean your daily practice, how you do your spiritual practice. But in Tibetan Buddhism, it typically means guided meditations. So this is a set of guided meditations, guided chants. And in this case, the guided meditation, the 12-syllable guided meditation, which is played with. I hope that makes sense. If there's any ambiguity, let me know, and I'll take another swing at it. So we're going to begin with a rather literal recitation that employs the triplet chant. May I liberate all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging by relying on thee. Buddha's example, instructions, and students. When I adapt a sadhana, I try to make it just as easy as possible for people not only to implement the Buddha's teachings, but to be reminded of the Buddha's teachings. I'm also reminded of something that Albert Einstein once quipped. Any educated idiot can make things more difficult, more complicated, more violent. Now, I know in my youth, I made some very difficult sadhanas. Now in my old age, I try to make them just as easy as possible. Einstein continued that it takes a lot of courage and a little bit of genius to move in the opposite direction, to make it less complicated, less difficult, less violent, less arduous. The Buddha said full enlightenment can be accomplished in 7 days by normal folk, not by special people. So that's my goal, is to make enlightenment just as easy and as accessible as sneezing when you have hay fever. We're going to practice now another version of the same recitation. This version is more figurative and more concise, and we're setting it to the bookend chant. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings. Now, what's also fun, and I keep forgetting to do this, and I want to develop this into a habit, is I'm going to do this while performing geriatric step back squat thrusts, and you're welcome to join me if you wish. Oi! Liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. Liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. Oh, that was invigorating. Now let us chant the four immeasurables, blending love and wisdom. May everyone be free from suffering, may everyone be happy, may no one be separated from the happiness. May everyone have balance from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging freed. Let's take a moment to review what is meant by the word emptiness. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we notice during our previous inhalation could feel as not graspable as a vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a beautiful cloudless morn, which although compelling to the eye is not graspable to the hand. Om Soba Washuda Sarva Dharma Soba Washudoham. Om all phenomena, including myself, are purified of conventional existence. Everything becomes as non-graspable as emptiness. Insert. Let's see. Here we go. Let's hit insert again, and this time go to I'm going to hit copy and I'm going to hit paste. So we're going to deal with an extensive rhetorical question. Let's chant together. What could it look like if all circumstances or lots were sweaty and impermanently melted into rainbow light that interdependently absorbed into this body or form? Now we're going to practice a silent version of the same exercise. Now we're going to explore, we're going to shift from the circumstantial to the physical. So again, we're going to begin with an extensive verbal recitation of a rhetorical question. What could it feel like if all forms or bodies blissfully and impermanently melted into rainbow light that interdependently absorbed into this communication or speech? And now we prepare for the silent and mental recitation of a very concise version of the same contemplation, the same rhetorical question. We are now going to switch gears from the physical to the experience of the interpersonal. Together. What could it sound? Now remember, this is a rhetorical question. What could it sound like if all interpersonal speech facility and impermanently melted into rainbow light that interdependently absorbed into this mind? Whatever kind, flattering, whatever cruel accusations. It's just a way of experimenting with the twin ideas of impermanence and interdependence. Let's see, insert pictures. Let's go to Dorje Sampa. Let's go to Tikle. Let's hit home. Excellent. In the words of J. Montgomery Burns. Insert. Excellent. And once again, copy and minimize. Let's chant another rhetorical question. What could it be like if all minds blissfully and impermanently melted into rainbow light that interdependently absorbed into our vast empty void? And now we silently and mentally recite the silent version in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation. Remember, these are rhetorical questions. We are now going to play with today's. One moment. Let's do a quick paste. 1, 2, 3. Let's go over here to a bit of the old razzmatazz. Om Vajrasattva MEDITATION. So we're going to make this unbold, except for the R, because that's trilled. So we're going to make that bold. And now, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We're going to copy this bad boy, and we're going to enlarge the picture. So we come to our first wisdom mantra meditation. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the rhetorical question, how relax into the awareness of this. This is whatever comes up, whether that which comes up is external or internal or physical or mental or pleasurable or painful or interesting or boring or glorious or grotesque. Whether that which comes up is that which we desire or that which we dread. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can into the recitation of this 6-syllable mantra. Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. 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 Now we remove the first of 2 metaphoric training wheels, transforming our meditation from 12-syllable exercises to their 3-syllable counterparts. As we breathe in, we could silently and mentally recite and notice this. And as we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite relaxing. We're going to meditate for a few minutes, and then I'm going to answer a question. Oh, it's already been answered. Let's continue. Sometimes as we sit and meditate, it could feel like our circumstances or our body or our relationships or our mind is trying to beat us up and steal our lunch money. When that happens, playing with a 3-syllable label can sometimes be helpful. Not to get rid of the experience, but to harness it so we can benefit from it, so that it can metaphorically turn the wheels and cogs of the imaginary meditation machine. So for instance, right now I'm feeling some physical discomfort. So when I breathe in, I'm going to silently and mentally recite sensation. And as I exhale, I'm going to silently and mentally recite relaxing. We're now going to do a centering contemplation. I might say, do you mean perform? From the emptiness appears a suitable palm, transforms into a lotus seat. One moment, if you please. Let's see. On the top of this appears a suitable lava, transforms into a moonseed the size of a thumbnail, on which this mind appears in the form of a white letter H. The size of a mustard seed. Now in the aspect of white syllable. Now in the aspect of a white syllable, whom I light regime it, that make offerings to all the Buddhas, thus empowering the possibility of benefiting all sentient beings. May the reason reabsorb into this mind and thus become like the archetype. May the reason reabsorb into this mind and thus become like the archetype diamond mind. Okay, so please bear with me. I'll be right back. Click copy and return to this morning's practice text. Let's hit paste. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And we're going over here, and we're going to make this centered. And, oopsie, wrong button. Let's go back and make this one centered. And insert the image right here. Let's recapture some context. May the reason reabsorb into this mind, and thus become like the octite diamond mind. Why translucent the perfect body of complete enjoyment? Holding Vajra and Berlin, embracing his consorts. His back rests against a full moon thrown on it. His forehead is a suitable home. Oops. Oh, let's try that again. His back rests against a full moon thrown on his forehead is a suitable home. And now we rest in mindfulness and meditation using the one syllable meditation. So if at any point during the remainder of this live stream you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation, Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Every time we inhale, thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, we're wired to perceive vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly, but sometimes we get in our own way with our controlling tendencies. A workaround is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Every time we exhale, thanks to our parasympathetic nervous system, we are wired for physical relaxation and mental release. Sometimes we get in our own way. In a way, a workaround would be to silently and mentally recite the monosyllabic verb ease, which is a synonym for relax, during each exhalation. So as I mentioned, sometimes it can be useful to play with labels, not in an effort to control our situation, but better harness the kinetic energy of the present moment. But of course, transitioning from 3-syllable labels to 1-syllable label often requires a bit of the old poetic license. So if you feel physical sensations, you might use the noun form. When you feel emotional sensations, you might use the verb feel. When you feel yourself recalling something, you might use the preposition then. When you feel yourself fantasizing, you might use the verb dream. Remember, our job is not to perfectionistically strive to find the most precise label in the shortest amount of time. Life is messy. We were born naked, screaming, and covered in filth. Life is messy. Meditation is messy. It's okay to have a shallow learning curve. Please do not beat yourself up. Tuck your palms before your throat. Let's try it this way. On his throat is the syllable La. And on his sternum is the syllable Hu. From the sternum whom may large regiment, from the sternum whom may large regiment and invoke all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, each in the form of Vajrasattva. One moment, let's hit pictures. Go over here to Yabyum and Rupa. Here we go. Let's try that again. From the sternum whom may large regiment and invoke all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, each in the form of Vajrasattva. Now we're going to do a bit of the old hand jive, just like Sha-na-na, only not as cool and with far less grace. Benza samayan zahum bam ho. May all these yadams absorb into oneself. Again from the seats of the honest. Let's fix this bad boy, give it the old italic treatment, and hit HIS. Again from the seats of the honest and the medlar regiment, and invoke the 5 initiating jhana Buddhas. Now we recite Om Vajrasattva and make the request. Please, please all Buddhas bestow on me all empowerments. Then the Tathagata say Om Sarva Tathagata Abhishika Samaya Shriya Om. Having spoken thusly, they pour water from a vessel on top of our heads. The water goes throughout our bodies, purifying all bodily defilements. It fills up our bodies to the top of our heads. Then on top of our heads appears the Nirmaka, appears the This is the old insert button once again. And go back over to Kuntu Zangpo and click this bad boy right here. And from the top of the page, and then on top of our heads appears a Dharmakaya form of Kuntu Zangpo Yam Yam. Yam Yam, this refers to the Tantric Union, which is a wonderful way of symbolizing the mindfulness and meditation inherent in each inhalation and exhalation. And let's rest in mindfulness and meditation. We're now going to play with 6 offerings. We're not doing this literally or ritualistically, but as a way to play with Nagarjuna's 2 truths, the truth of perception and the truth of realization, the truth of perception and the truth of release. So let's play with this right now. I offer the experience of wisdoms as appearing at as non-graspable as a void. Om Vajrasattva Adashe Pati Sohum Swaha. I offer the experience of wisdoms as fragrant yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Vajrasattva Gyante Pati Sohum Swaha. I offer the experience of wisdom sounds resounding yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva Vini Pati Sohum Swaha. I offer the experience of wisdom tastes flavorful yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Vajrasattva Rase Pati Sohum Swaha. I have had the experience of wisdom, feeling sensual, yet has not graspable as a void. Vajrasattva pashe pati sohum swaha. Welcome to the live stream, and remember, the moment you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation, Buddhist chanting, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them to your life, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window, and I'll try really hard not to keep hitting this microphone with my face. I have had the experience of wisdom thus lucid, yet has not graspable as a void. Vajrasattva dharme pati sohum swaha. We come now to mantra meditations. Actually, we're going to play with 8 sets of mantra meditations. The first 4 sets of mantra meditations we'll be practicing love and letting go. And in the second 4 sets, we'll be practicing awareness and letting go. So this relates dynamically to the spontaneous fulfillment of wishes. We all want things for ourselves. By taking our selfish desires and turning them into universal love, wishing the same things for ourselves, for all beings everywhere, is karmically powerful. Because love is a zero-sum game. There's always enough energy for love. There's not a finite amount. So we're going to begin. First, a bit of the old editing. Let's see. Let's chant. At once hot on a moon's there is a white sun of moon. Surrounded by the 6 edibles on Vajrasattva. One moment, if you please. That's an error. Let's try it again. All right. Thank you for your patience. Together, I invoke the Vajrasattva diamond like strength of Vajrasattva mind, more trained in love and letting go, supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. From these syllables may rays of light emit and make offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, thus empowering our ability to benefit all sentient beings. May all the powers, blessings, and love of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas manifest in the form of rays of light, which absorb into the mantra rosary encircling the hot seat syllable. We now recite the mantra 128 times or as much as possible. And now we rest. Let's bring our experience of the mental into the path of love and letting go. Please chant with me. May all Buddhas, take two, may all minds of all beings now be as peaceful and wise as the mind of a Buddha of law symbolized by a one-syllable Siti clay or Bija mantra. So we're taking that long wish. Whoopsie, that was a mistake. Let's fix that. We're taking that long wish, and we are converting it into a very concise wish that we can recite silently and that we can divide between our inhalation and our exhalation. Insert pictures. Here we go. Copy. So bear with me while I give you a quick refresher. We just chanted a rather lengthy wish. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite a concise version of the same loving wish. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can while chanting this 6-syllable mantra. And this is what we mean by love and letting go. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. And now we rest the mind. May all relationships of all beings be as joyful and loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communications symbolized by the 6-syllable mantra. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. May all bodies of all beings know and enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist thought of the blissful body of a Yidam of lore and archetype of enlightenment. Vajrasattva 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 So this is the big boss of manifesting work. May all circumstances of lots of all beings know have the safety, good fortune, and boon as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Adi. We work with similes and metaphors because our minds have evolved to think symbolically. Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. 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 So what we're going to do now is work with the four mantra meditations pertaining to awareness and letting go. And this is exceptional for transcending all the obstacles that stand between us and the spontaneous fulfillment of all our sustainable and beneficial wishes. How is it that as we inhale, all circumstances could appear quite vivid? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paste. Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. 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 How is it that so these are rhetorical questions. How is it that as we inhale, all bodies could feel quite sensual? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined octopoiedom of light. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. How is it that as we inhale the interpersonal experience of communication, all speech could be quite resounding? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined mantra of light. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. How is it that as we inhale, we could perceive all mind's functions quite clearly? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable as a real or imagined yet syllable hum of light. Okay, I'm going to adjust the display for a moment. Whoops. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, 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 Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva 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 We now seal our practice with generalized well wishes. May the common and supreme attainments of magical powers and full enlightenment be lavished upon us sentient beings and myself. Through our recitation and meditation, may our sickness, poverty, and warfare be completely pacified. And may Dharma and good omens be all pervasive. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel if you wish. In approximately 9.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.